Hello students, today's lesson is 10-1, the area of rectangles and parallelograms and also irregular figures. So you're going to learn how to estimate the area of irregular figures and the area of rectangles and parallelograms. The rectangle part you should already know, so it should be reviewed. I'm going to fly through this one today pretty quick. Area of a figure is the amount of surface it covers. We measure the area in square units. So it's basically how much is inside of a two-dimensional figure. Now, part of what you're going to have to do on your assignment is to find the area, an estimated area of something like this. It says find the area of the rectangle. Well, it's not that. You basically have to find the area of this blob. So if you count the full squares, you get 19. Now, if you count the almost full squares, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's almost 9 full ones. And then they kind of count the half full ones, like the green ones. That's like 1, and that's a half, and that's a half, so that's like 2. And that's another half, and that's another half, so that's another one whole. So these four little halves add up to 2 full squares. Then you got these little bits left over, and you can count those, but you don't have to because you counted these blue ones that are not full as full. So don't worry about these little leftover. So when you add them all up, you get about 30. Now for your assignment, as long as your answer is around 30, you'd be okay. If you put 27 or 28 or 29, that's fine. 31, 32 to 33. So there's kind of a range of estimates that would be okay for this. Let's try another one. This one's a little easier. All the red ones added up, 11. Now the green ones, those are almost full, and those are 5 of those. The blue ones, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see the blue ones are half of a whole one. So 4 of those blue ones equals 2 full ones. Now the little yellow, you don't really have to use because they would kind of fill in some of these green ones. Now if you add up the 11, the 5, and the 2, you get around 18. On this one, I would say an answer between 16 and 20. Somewhere between 16 and 20 is what would work. But really, yeah, I mean, it's got to be at least 16, though, because you've got 11 full red ones and then, 5 that are almost full in the leftovers, so at least 16. All right, area of a rectangle. This should be reviewed. To find the area of a rectangle, you multiply the length by the width. Here's the formula. A for the area equals L times W. So on this one, that side is 4 and that side's 3, so the area is 12. 4 times 3. You can count them up and you get 12. So on this one, it's just 9 times 15. Use a calculator. It will make your life easier. Just put 9 times 15, put it in the calculator, or do it on paper, and you get 135. Now the answer would be 135 inches with a little 2. That little 2 means squared. That means it's two-dimensional, representing space or area. This one, you just do 7 times 13. So I'm going to fly through this quickly. 7 times 13 is 91. 91 inches squared. Now, the area of a parallelogram is the same thing. You can use the formula for the area of a rectangle to write a formula for the area of a parallelogram. Imagine cutting off this little triangle piece of this parallelogram and sliding it over here, and it ends up making a rectangle. So you just have to take this base right here and multiply it by the height. You might be like, well, we're cutting part of that base up. Yep, we are, but you're moving it over here. So that length here for the base is going to be the same as that length. So you can use the same formula, except they call it for a parallelogram the area of the base, the flat bottom part, times the height. Notice the height is the perpendicular straight up and down height. It's not this little angle height. It's a straight up and down. Okay, so there we go. So to find this one, this one, you haven't learned how to multiply fractions, so if you come across a problem like that, don't worry. Are these all like this? This would be kind of a bummer because I'm skipping. You just have to multiply the base times the height. I might have to do a different one. I'm going to skip actually over to, boom. I'm going to do a couple problems on here. Let's get rid of everything here. And let's make a parallelogram. So if we make a parallelogram, come here, parallelogram. There we go. Boom. Now, if I say that this parallelogram has a base of 7 and a height of 4, all you have to do is 4 times 7, 28. That's all you gotta do. Now, sometimes you gotta be careful, because sometimes they might go like this. They might say, here's your height. They might say, this is 3, this is 2, and this is 4. Now, to find the area of this parallelogram, you don't need this 3. You do need the height 2, and 2 times 4 would be 8. They try and trick you because you don't need this 3 for the area. However, you would need the 3 for the perimeter. If you had to find the perimeter of that, you would do 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4. But for the area, you just need the base and the height. Let's do one more as an example. Let's do a weirder one though. Draw one more parallelogram for you. Thanks for being patient with me. Let's do a tall, weird one. All right. Now on this one, let's say this was 4, and the height going straight up, let's say that is 11. To find the area of this parallelogram, you just do 11 times 4, and you get 44. If they don't have anything labeled here, like centimeters or inches or anything, just leave this blank. You would not put a 2 there. If you put a 2 there, that means 44 squared, which means 44 times 44. So do not put that little 2 there unless there is something like inches over here. If there's inches over here, hello, inches. If that was inches, then it would be 44 inches squared. There you go. There's your lesson of the day. Area of rectangles and parallelograms. Good luck.